Well, some of you say, well, what about people who are actually trying to keep people safe who say that? Aren't you stigmatizing them? The fact of the matter is that the people who say that are upholding satanic policies. There's no way around that. So yes, there are times when they are trying to keep people safe, and it has very little to do with what I'm talking about, relatively. But the bottom line is that how these people see things has been illustrated in movies. It has been exemplified in what they do, how they do it. They think that you do not know well enough. And it's a very dangerous argument they're making. That they are privy to the information. They are the experts. They are in the know, you're not. And that the information that they have shared with you, you haven't disseminated properly. So therefore, you are ignorant sheep who don't know the entire truth. And what you did know, you did not demonstrate that you could masterfully apply it or understand it. Your comprehension is brought into question. And so they know what's best for you. In the scene, I believe it's a few Good Men, when Jack Nicholson is questioned about Santiago's death. And it's much like my situation where they are killing me, and I'm not the only one, but let's just focus on me for now. And it is justified in the name of national security, keeping people safe, even the survival of the human race, depending on which group of people they are trying to mislead and the lies that they are telling them. Let's reflect on that movie real quick, shall we?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to. Did you order the code red? I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did!
Now, this probably wouldn't happen in real life. The closest thing, perhaps, was Oliver North, I believe his name was. And he wasn't very angry about it. He was more sad and tried to come off as contrite or repentant or whatever you want to call it. Now, make no mistake. Sometimes movies are rooted in reality. Make no fucking mistake. There are people that think just like that. People who want to give me a piece of their mind, publicly even, but they know the consequences for doing so. They want to say it pretty much like that guy said it. And perhaps it would be best not only for the nation, but for them as well if they attempted to. And I exposed their hypocrisy. And I exposed the holes in their argument, the flaws in their line of thinking, their train of thought. They're inferior. And I do mean fucking inferior. Fucking inferior. Justification for eugenics, upholding satanic norms, and national security. They have the nerve to national security. They have the nerve to tell me that there are bigger issues than God. There are bigger issues than quote unquote my silly religion at stake here. Yes, there are big issues. Not bigger, but there are big issues. I can somewhat agree with that. And they have to do with your complexes that are killing people. There are practical ways to deal with the population boom, if you will. Some years, some countries have even had a decrease in population. And eugenics wasn't necessarily needed to achieve that. All that is needed is non-eugenic family planning, wholesome values, Christian values. Out of love for your fellow man, people will reduce how many children they have. If there were more monks taking oaths of celibacy, ding, 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 there would be less pregnancy. Christianity is the answer, you fucking numbskulls. You incompetent idiots. Nitwits. Halfwits. Imbeciles, morons, fools. Christianity is the answer. Not your stupidity. Need I remind you, simpleton scumbags, that the enemies of America were atheists at one point, Mao, Stalin, and that they killed more people than anyone in history. Their administration, their regime, and all the party members and high-ranking Satanists and atheists that rolled with them. But yet you sit there in all of your pretension, you contentious scumbags. You are faced with your spiritual superior and you have nothing but resentment and contention in your materialistic, pitiful little hearts. What's left of them after all the evil you have done. And you act like this must be done. We must torture, rape, and drug and kill everyone because of the population, because of we'll think of something now. We're going to start crying right about now because we're cowards and we can't think of anything, and you're right, but we'll think of something. Give us some time. Fucking fags, fairies, feminazis, godless scum, criminal trash. There are bigger issues at stake than 65 million preventable deaths a year. There are bigger issues here than serving the Lord, which leads to a damn near perfect society. There are bigger issues than that. You murderers, you unrepentant killers. You Babylonian sewage. You demonic excrement. You are waging A mind war against the servants of the Almighty, a spiritual war against God Himself. And I'm supposed to be calm, as mental health says. I'm supposed to come off as confident. I'm supposed to be mellow. Haven't you ever heard of a fiery speech? A passionate speaker? You're not supposed to be like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. You're supposed to be mellow. You're not supposed to try to save anyone. Be mindful of your activities. Stay in the here and now. Be mindful. You know? If all around you people are being murdered in a way that you could help stop, forget about it. Focus on tying your fucking shoes. Because that's all that matters. You, and you, because we are selfish weaklings, wolves in sheep's clothes, Fabian faggots, and that is what we demand of you, to the point we soft kill people intensely for being adverse to our satanic legislature and policies. You fucking scum. You baby killing, covert drugging, covert experimentation, psychological warfare loving filth. If you were so smart, if your new age garbage was so superior, why couldn't you beat me? Why couldn't you beat me in the ring? Why couldn't you beat me at a debate? Because you and everyone that you're rolling with collectively are inferior. 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 You should be the first to go. Killers. The worst criminals. Isn't part of eugenics targeting criminals? You are the worst criminals. You and all those indifferent rich scumbags you bootlick to. Criminal fucking trash. Pompous, cocky, self-deluded, spiritual bottom feeders. You are the most desired firewood in hell. You want to keep the righteous from achieving their natural flow? You will become part of the flow of the burning fiery rivers of hell. And if humanity was full of deep thinkers and men of action, you would be sent there so quick it would make your head spin. All of you evildoers, all of you do-badders, all of you murderers, you're terrorists, you're killing people. Even the Soviet Union, the Iron Curtain, the Iron Hammer, right? The hammer of the Soviet Union, the hammer and sickle, hammering down political dissent. They said, wow, these Americans, these are fucking terrorists. Forget what we're doing with our secret police and whatnot. These guys wrote the book on modern terror and the psychological warfare associated with it. As the top martial artist, I understand productive mind states. I understand the mind states of discipline and honor. And I am telling you, these people are immoral, unprincipled, unscrupulous, unethical, godless, hazardous traitors.